Breaking news tonight, a new escalation in the fight between Congress and the FBI over a document that purportedly now accuses your President Joe Biden of participating in a criminal bribery scheme that he took specific action in exchange for money for his family as vice president. Now, the House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer says he is now prepared to hold the Bureau, the FBI Bureau, that is, in contempt of Congress if they do not return or turn over that document. Now, we asked the FBI for their side of the story. They actually responded, and they told us that they remain, quote, committed to cooperating with Congress's oversight requests on the matter. Well, then hand it over. All right, to that end, Fox News has learned tonight that the Chairman Comer, and FBI Director Wray, they are set to meet in coming days. And meanwhile, Hunter Biden's tax affairs, they are still being reviewed, although it is unclear if there will ever be a resolution. Now, that IRS whistleblower who accused the feds of giving Hunter special treatment is now speaking out for the very first time. Take a look at this.
There was multiple steps that were slow walked at the direction of the Department of Justice.
Had you ever encountered that before?
I have not, no. These deviations from normal process, and each and every time it seemed to always benefit the subject. I don't want to do any of this. I took an oath of office, and when I saw the egregiousness of some of these things, it no longer became a choice for me. It's not something that I want to do. It's something that I feel like I have to do.
All right, here with the very latest, he is the House Oversight Committee Chairman. James Comer is back with us. Sir, welcome back.
Thank you.
All right. So you and your committee are prepared now to hold Director Wray in contempt, but now we're hearing that you will be meeting with Director Wray. At issue is this 1023 form that an FBI whistleblower made you aware of that talks about specific actions Joe Biden may have taken in exchange for money?
That's exactly right. I sent Director Wray the letter threatening contempt of Congress proceedings if he didn't hand over the document at 3 o'clock. Just a few hours prior to coming on your show, Sean, I received word that the FBI director is committed to meet with me next week in Washington, and we can discuss this. But nothing's going to change with respect to holding him in contempt of Congress if he doesn't turn over the document. Not only do I expect the document, Sean, I expect to know exactly what the FBI did to investigate the validity of the claim. Because as I've said on your show before, this claim is consistent with activity that we have seen in other countries around the world, and it all stemmed over the course of 2015 and 2016 during the end of the Obama administration when Joe Biden was vice president, and he took it upon himself to travel all over the world to some of our adversaries around the world and talk about foreign policy and foreign aid.
So, but a 1023 is a confidential informant that would give information that they would take it. Maybe it's not fully corroborated. Now the question is, did they do a full investigation, A, and B, and secondly, if they feel or fear that this may be made public, I'm sure you would agree to see it in a SCIF or a private setting. Would that be fair?
That would be fair, but it's not classified. So their argument that says they don't want to out their informant, I agree with that 100%. There's a process in Washington to prevent that, and that's called redacting the name of the informant. That solves that. If the informant's claim isn't legitimate, then again, why are they worried about the informant? Look, we learned something during the second conversation we had with people representing the FBI when they came in to talk to my staff. Our specific request, first of all, said we want any Form 1023 dated in August 2020 with the word Biden on it. And you know what they came back and said, Sean? They said, well, that would just be too many documents. We can't possibly prepare all that. So, a light bulb goes off. What do you mean? How many 1023s are there with the word Biden just for 1 month in 2020? Now, this is what we found with the Treasury with the suspicious activity reports. There were hundreds of these indicating potential wrongdoing of the Bidens with respect to financial transactions. Now, the way that I understood the FBI, there are multiple Form 1023s pertaining to Biden. So we had to narrow the focus to say, okay, Biden and the word $5 million.
All right.
So we
let me
want a
ask you
specific
this:
document.
Do you have evidence that the FBI may have more than one confidential human source in the summer of 2020 alleging a Biden bribery scheme? And what do you know about Hunter Biden wooing Chinese executives with high-level CCP ties while fundraising for a movie venture with Bolger's nephew?
Well, with respect to China, more and more comes out every day. We've already had one press conference where we proved that Joe Biden was not honest with the American people during the presidential campaign when he said his family never took money from China. We've proven that, and I believe there are many more transactions that we'll be able to present to the American people. But with respect to the FBI, they could have had many meetings with this informant. But the way the FBI described it and the way that my staff and I interpreted it was there were multiple 1023. So it could have been the same informant
do you have multiple
that
sources?
the FBI met with multiple times.
But do you have multiple sources is what I'm asking.
It could be multiple sources or it could be one. Again, the name of the informant is confidential, right?
Okay. Anyway, James Comer, thanks for the update. We appreciate it. Keep up the good work.